So I'm 52 years old and I have intermittent lower back pain, and there's a little 5-minute core routine that I do that if I'm consistent with it, meaning 5 out of 7 days of the week, I can pretty much keep my back pain at bay and I'm pain free. I recommend this to my clients and I'm going to recommend it to you. Hey everyone, welcome to the front row. Ed DeBoo, physical therapist, Bellingham, Washington, at Integrative Physical Therapy. So I have a mild scoliosis of my lower back, and that's not the cause of my lower back pain, but it does feed into it a little bit. I'm 52 years old, and if I'm not careful, I get these intermittent bouts of lower back pain. And sometimes it can be from doing nothing more than a little bit of gardening or something in the yard. So there's a 5-minute little core routine that I do. It helps me, and I recommend it to all my clients that have lower back pain or are dealing with intermittent back pain. They'll be fine for a while and they'll get hurt again on this roller coaster. And the goal is to get off the roller coaster and to stabilize that spine. When we're talking about core strength, like a core implies, it's all the way around. So we'll show you one basic exercise for the abdominal area, one for the lateral, the obliques, and then one posteriorly for the multifidus. And I'll show you different ways to make it a little bit easier or a little bit harder. And then you just have to come in where you are at your strength-wise and your fitness level. Before we get into the exercise, it's important that we learn to strengthen our spine in neutral first, because that's where our spine has the most stability and is least likely to get hurt. Think about the last time you hurt yourself. There was usually a flexion or rotation component involved. Oh, I just went to pick something up and I tweaked my back. Doesn't even have to be anything really heavy. So we first want to get rock solid with our spine in neutral. What do I mean by neutral? If you look at me from the side, you can see I have a little curve in my lower back. If I flex forward, I'm no longer in neutral. So neutral means I'm standing up tall, scapula in the back pocket, and I've got a little curve in the small of my back. If I'm hyperextended, once again, not neutral. If I'm side bent, that's not neutral. Flexed, I'm not neutral. So we want to try to keep our lower back in neutral, which means we're not doing a lot of crunches, we're not doing a lot of oblique side bending stuff, we're not doing any Russian twists at this time, because I have found that if you have intermittent lower back pain and you're getting older, right? I mean, not that we're old, but we're over 50, and we really have to work on strengthening and stabilizing our spine in neutral first. Once we're rock solid in neutral, we've been doing our core routine for months and months. Then if we want to get a little creative, we can add some things in a different plane of rotation. So let's get started. First exercise we're going to do is to activate the abdomen. Now, if you are in the middle of a lower back flare-up, you might want to wait until your back pain settles down a little bit before you start these exercises. Or if you do venture into it when you are having some back pain, just be super careful. The idea, remember, is to keep our spine in a fairly neutral position. So what I want you to do here is you're going to slowly engage the lower abdominals and rock the pelvis back just a little bit. Once those lower abdominal muscles are engaged, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades back and down, lift up one leg and then the other. And then what we're going to do is we're going to kick one leg out and back in. Another leg out and back in. And the whole time we're trying to keep that lower back flat. As I lift my legs up, the lower back is going to want to arch up. So you really have to work hard at keeping that lower back flat. If I kick a little bit higher up versus more parallel, it's going to be a little bit easier to keep my back flat. So when you're first starting off, try to kick up a little bit higher. And you'll feel that lower abdominal muscles working to keep your lower back flat against the floor. If you start to feel your back arching up, or if you start to get any lower back pain, you're done. Let's say you just can't hold your legs up. Let's say that's just a little bit too hard to do. Then you can literally keep your heels on the ground. Once again, do a little bit of a tuck right through here, keep your lower back flat, and then just do a heel slide. Back up. Keeping your back flat the whole time. Remember, it's not an exercise for your legs, it's an exercise to challenge the ability of the lower abdominals to keep your pelvis neutral or just a little bit tucked backwards. As you get stronger, you can bring your arms into it. So this is the classic dead bug exercise. So as I straighten out my left leg, my right arm goes back. Right leg goes forward, left arm goes back. The whole time, nice and slow, keeping the lower abdominal muscles contracted. I like to do 15 to 20 of these until I get a nice burning sensation in the abdominal area. Not enough to really fatigue me for the rest of the day, but just enough to prime the pump. Next, we're going to work on the lateral trunk stabilizers. So we're going to do a side plank. I like to have my feet staggered. We come up and do a side plank, arm right through here. Now let's say this is too difficult to do. You can side plank on your knees, just like so. The idea is I want 1 minute worth of work. And if you need to break it up into two 30-second intervals, that's fine. Once this starts to get easy, you can go ahead and lift up your top leg. Lift up your top arm. It's really easy to make it more challenging, but the goal is 1 minute worth of work on each side. Now we're going to finish up by working on that multifidus muscle. My go-to exercise, if you've seen my videos before, you know I talk about this. Scapula in the back pocket. Your hands are going to be right below your shoulders. Ideally, your hips and knees are lined up. You're going to kick out one arm and one leg, and you're going to hold for a 5-second count. Maybe you're not able to lift your arm and your leg at the same time, and that's okay. We can break it up. We can first start in this position here. Remember to engage the core and bring your belly button in towards your spine. Start with the arms and back down. Arms, back down. That's easy. Then start with the leg and back down. Leg, back down. Once you get the hang of that, left leg, right arm, hold for a 5-second count, and then back in. Right leg out, left arm hold, back down. While you're doing this, I do not want your heel to be higher than your buns. You're going to come straight out, elongate and hold. When we're counting, back and forth is considered 1 rep. Let's say you just can't do that because it's bothering your back. It's all right. We've got a solution for you. Have a pillow underneath your hips. You're going to lift up a leg, just enough to clear the floor. Hold, 5-second count, and then back down. Alternate, and back down. I shoot for about 10 repetitions of this, or until you start to feel some good muscle fatigue. So as you can see, it's a simple routine. We're doing some exercises for the rectus abdominis. Side plank is going to bring in the lateral stabilizers, and then alternating arm and leg is going to work on the multifidus, deep flexors of the lumbar spine, as well as the glutes and hamstrings to help stabilize that lower spine. The key is to not spend too much time on it because I want you to do it daily, and it should only take you about 5 minutes. Make sure you're warmed up first, but once you get going, it won't take you that long. Shoot for anywhere between 10 and 20 repetitions for the dead bug exercise, and then for the alternating arm and leg exercise. When we're doing the side plank, if you can give me 1 minute of side plank on each side while you're working hard, that's fine. I'm going to take it. The idea is to come back to this daily. If you found the video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ding, turn on your notifications so you never miss another one of our videos. At 52, I'm all about aging successfully and aging well. I hope to live to 100 someday, but I want to be independent. I want to have my mental faculties, and I want to be able to enjoy and experience life. So if you're interested, join our community, Live Well 50. I'll put a link down below. You can learn more about it. All right, if you have any questions on core workout after 50, let me know, and hopefully it'll help your back like it helped my back, and then you're not going to have that kind of back pain that I do.